Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. If you don't have something to talk about in Cleveland sports today, you're not interested in Cleveland sports today or ever. We actually have a show that is chock full of not only information, but also reactions to what's happened. I have purposely not jumped in and done these things like people are going on every day and changing their minds about this and that. And they really end up sounding bipolar. And
because they are.
yeah, I really don't want to do that. So I really want to let things settle in. And when they settle in, then I formulate an opinion about things. So I'm going to start with the logical place to start. Passed over as coach Jim Schwartz leaving the Browns.
Should do that with the Ironside voice, Raymond Burr.
Okay, we'll do that. Passed over Jim Schwartz leaving the Browns defensive coordinator position. Mark, do you think he'd be interested in pushing my wheelchair around? Which may be the only job Jim Schwartz is going to be able to get by the time this is all said and done. Let me, and I am going to read something that I wrote to David, who's right there in the studio today.
Right there in our show.
Yeah, it's like. Boom. Oh, here's General Dog too. Hi, General Dog. How you doing?
Boom. Pretty good.
Good. It's good to like I said, if you can't get into this stuff right now, then you're not interested in Cleveland sports whatsoever. So, here's the Jim Schwartz story. I was talking, exchanging little notes with David Talevsky, who's in the studio, and I wanted to share what I wrote because I wouldn't be able to repeat it as concisely on the show as I did to him. Here is my feeling about Jim Schwartz. Schwartz played his cards badly. He has 2 years left on his contract. He threw a temper tantrum in the Browns facility after Monken was hired. Nobody was interested in him as a head coach in an offseason where there were 9 openings. Now, 32 teams have seen how he reacted to being a defensive coordinator instead of a head coach. He had and would have kept the Browns' job if he'd wanted it. Who'd want to hire him as a defensive coordinator knowing A, he has a big mouth, B, he only wants to be a head coach, so much so that he blew off the last 2 years of his contract with a team that he was contractualized to be with? He reminds me of a little child who just picks up all of his marbles at a marbles game and walks away saying, "I'm done." Oh, little Timmy. "I'm done. I'm done playing this game. I'm going to bring my marbles home." That's what it reminds me of. And it's like, and let me go deeper because Ron Jeremy used to. There are other things about this that's exactly good fisting action, General Dog. You've had some experience with that, haven't you, buddy? All right. The Jim Schwartz thing is kind of a multifaceted thing, but it boils down to a simple reality. It would be one thing if a person left their job because didn't think they really had any upward mobility in it, and then they would find a job somewhere else. But there's only 32 owners in the NFL, and they all know everybody's business. And the last thing they want to do is hire a guy and move him up to a head coach position when he's storming through the Cleveland Browns headquarters saying, "I'm going, I'm never coming back." It's like that's just the wrong way of handling this. I mean, the right way of handling it was, at this point in my life, and I'm 59 going on 60, I really want a head coaching opportunity. I appreciate you for the 3 years you've given me. But, with the change of coach, the fact that, this wasn't my opportunity, I think I'm going to, wait for my opportunity. And thank you very much. And not done something that would immediately be brought out in the press and handled like a child. And he's a good defensive coordinator. I've said this over and over again. And you know what it would be like? I'm going to think of it would be like, a guy like, I'm going to have to pull someone out of my ass. Paul Williams, the songwriter who thought he could sing, right?
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't know Paul Williams, he's the one who wrote the Rainbow Connection for Kermit the Frog. He's I won't last a day without you. Yeah, he wrote that for the Carpenters. It would be like if he, of all people, wanted to end up in the Metropolitan Opera. I mean, it's like, for God's sakes, Jim Schwartz, he knew the Cleveland Browns needed offensive attention, and he knows nothing about offense whatsoever. He's only thinking about himself and his ego and his title. And it just, it's one thing. He would have been much more hireable to other teams had he just stayed for the year. Exactly. And said, I'm not going to bail on you during a time of turmoil. I'll settle in, and that way we can pass this on to somebody else, this methodology. And and as long as you pick up the last year of my contract and see at the end of the year, I can have an opportunity to go out and find my future. It would have all been so much easier.
That's an excellent point, because he could have trained one of his assistants up if they're not already trained, and then they could take over and he could walk away with a bit of dignity. But now he has no dignity whatsoever. So
yeah,
it sounds like there's space wars going on.
Yeah, what is that infernal noise? Is something happening? Are they tearing down your building, General Dog?
No, that's on the TV. Sorry.
Oh, I was wondering. I would have recognized if it were as a test pattern, but I didn't know what the hell was happening.
7 of 9 regenerating or something.
I think he was watching the Towering Inferno. I think that's what it was.
There's got to be a morning after.
So that's what I have to say about Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz has just told 32 men who control the NFL that he's not interested in being a defensive coordinator. He only wants to be a head coach, so much so that he'll give up the only job he has and whine about it in front of other employees to make sure that it made it to the press, so that the Browns would be put in an embarrassing situation during press conferences, trying to pretend like they were still trying to hire this guy to bring him back. And instead, he wrecked the whole thing. So, again, unprofessional behavior. We'll have to find a defensive coordinator, and that's all well and good because we have to do that. Right. Anyway.
I got a question about
that.
Does Monken hire this guy? Does Monken hire the new defensive coordinator, or
not yet?
Does Andrew Berry do that?
Yeah, I have no. I don't think that Monken hires anyone. I'm gonna get to that right now, and I have reasons for feeling this way. If you didn't catch Jimmy Haslam's press conference, you've missed a hell of a lot. It was what a clusterfuck this guy is.
I didn't watch him.
Huh?
I listened to Monk and I didn't listen when he came on. I turned it off.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Jimmy basically was asked this question: what did you learn on your other coaching searches that affected your picking Todd Monken? All right. And here's the first thing that Jimmy says. Well, first of all, I didn't pick him. Okay. We picked him. Woo! This is an organization that lacks accountability from the top to the bottom. This is why Kevin Stefanski got shit canned, because the players, 40 of them, 40 different players talked to one of Jimmy's, henchmen. And I think his name is JW.
JW is son-in-law, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Jerry Jones.
And they talked to him, and the number one thing that came out of it was a lack of accountability. But how can that be when the owner of the team has no accountability? Here's the question. What did you learn on your other coaching searches that affected you picking Todd? It shouldn't be reacting like, well, I didn't pick him. The answer is I selected him along with the information that I was provided with. And as the owner of this team, Harry Truman said, the buck stops here.
Yeah, well, he don't have the character to do
He
that.
doesn't have the guts. He doesn't. I mean, he's a fucking loser. And I mean, the second he answered that way.
Trust fund, baby.
And what he says, first of all, I didn't pick him. We picked him, but I say that we, capital W-E, and I can see Sacha Baron Cohen going, no, O-U-I. We. I mean,
I know.
you have an owner. He is the man making billions of dollars off this. And, it's like everybody knows that he was the one who picked Johnny Manziel. He picked Todd Monken. He's the man at the top of the pyramid. Oh, for God's sakes. And so the second I saw that, I just, I lost interest because anything he's going to say doesn't matter to me anymore.
Oh, we lost
General Dog. I don't know where he went.
I don't know. Probably back to his TV program. We were too boring.
I just, let's see what comments we have here.
We have comments?
Yeah. We will see if Todd can lead the team. I don't know where he could lead him off a cliff. I don't know. We go find that out. So far, I like him. Well, I mean, he hasn't done anything yet. So you can, right now it's the honeymoon period, right? Does Schwartz's playbook stay? I got to add General Dog back.
Well,
Hi.
I think we could make a comment about that. They can rehire his assistants and move them all up. They surely they know the system. You'd think, if they don't know the system, then what were they doing coaching?
Well, they were running a base 43 defense. So
yeah. I mean, how hard is that?
Well, I mean, at least Schwartz got his guys focused and played better than the team's record. I mean, they should have, if they had any offense whatsoever, done better.
Oh yeah,
but way better than Joe Woods.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that's not saying much, but it's saying something. And here's the next question to Jimmy. Jimmy, two of the attributes that have been just repeated with Todd Monken, because Monken spoke before him, is accountability and player development. Why accountability for what? Jimmy Haslam has lost for what is it now? 14 fucking years. 14 fucking years. He is accountable for nothing, and he is the singular cause of this whole franchise going down the shitter.
Well,
if he was accountable, he'd sell the team by now and fucking go back to Tennessee.
I didn't hear you, General Dog. What did you say?
I said at least we can get a rebate.
Yeah, I mean, woohoo! I pulled that one down in Tennessee. Woo! I'm so just there's nothing good to be said about the leadership in this organization from the ownership perspective. He hides. He comes out just to talk one or two times. He has his henchmen take the shit for him. And that's it. That's it. I just I don't know. And then they talked to Andrew Berry, and that later I really should say that later in the conversation, Jimmy does what Jimmy does so well. He started masturbating. It was really embarrassing. No. He basically said, we're going to need offensive players, and you'll have to talk to Andrew about that. There's real accountability there.
Exactly. He is such a puss.
I know. I'm like, I have no faith that any good thing will happen as long as he owns this team.
Speaking of pussies.
Oh, meow.
What was your thought on Monken's press conference?
Oh, he seems like he needs a mood leveler. I mean, I'm going to get my impersonation of him going from tears to laughter to anger to, running the gambit. But I have to really listen to him more closely.
He's a bit intense, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes, he is. It was kind of like, what was it? Fatal Attraction.
Oh, but the Bunny Boiler head coach.
Yeah, right. I will not be ignored. It's like, okay, we got an emotional guy. And that compared to the flatliner,
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski.
Well, we see the veer from one opposite to another. We had Mr. Kevin, who had no emotion whatsoever.
Yep.
And we got this bipolar guy who takes everything seriously.
No, I mean, the best part would be Kevin Stefanski coming home and seeing his family murdered.
Oh.
Now, somebody is got to be accountable for this, and somebody has to really stand up and
let's look at the security tapes.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look at the film.
I'll get this fixed.
Oh, I did take a look at the disembowelment, but I haven't gotten further than that. And that's the way I think a lot of people are looking at it, Grilling Sports, that, taking his ball and going home. I mean, it's really a bad way of handling a situation, and it's going to hurt him in his pursuit for whatever it is that he wants in life, which is a head coaching job. Stray cat strut. I'm a ladies' cat. Ooh, feel the sentimental. Oh man, that's that. Yeah.
Get my dinner from a garbage can.
And it's so funny. Up to a day ago, they were saying, is there a chance that Jim Schwartz comes back? He's never going to step foot in Cleveland again. I mean, this guy is going to be banned from the state. They should sign legislation.
I think they should bring him back to smash the guitar at the beginning of one game.
Oh, come on.
Here you go, Jim. Here's a guitar.
He could put on Nick Chubb's Batman mask and nobody would even know it was him. God almighty.
Stop.
I don't know what to say. And as far as Andrew Berry is concerned, Andrew Berry is going to be the next fall guy.
He's like the press conference guy. I mean, he's just like, I don't know what he does other than takes the shit from the press. Does nothing.
Oh, congratulations to Myles Garrett. He won the Defensive Player of the Year and deservedly so. And he deserves that. And congratulations. That's something that the Cleveland fans can take to heart, is something that somebody earned something and got it. And in the midst of really playing on a horrible team with a horrible attitude in the locker room. So that's really what I have to say about the Cleveland Browns at this point is, you're better off without Jim Schwartz, him feeling that way. And He leaves the team in a lurch. Good for him because he's going to get paid. And I hope to God that people really question him in his future interviews why you handled this and the way you handled it.
Well, if he left,
Also-
he might not get paid. He might not get that 2 years money. If he depends on how he left legally.
Also,
Yeah, well-
You know?
I think we should say congratulations to Carson Schlesinger, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
He made more tackles than anyone on the Cleveland Browns in the new era since DeQuell Jackson.
Wow.
And DeQuell Jackson only beat him by 8 tackles.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a viewer from Turkey. Hey, I love that.
Don't know what that means, but
No. Aka waka maka. I don't know what that means, but same to you.
On a
I just
positive
hope
note,
it doesn't mean. I hope that this is not a Turkish scammer.
on a positive note, I do want to say there was a video posted just a day or two ago of had Bernie Kosar in it. He was at the Greater Cleveland Sports Awards.
Yes.
He looks 150% better than he did just a couple of months ago. I mean, it's a night and day difference. I am very, very happy to see that.
When his mother told him to eat his liver, she didn't mean by drinking himself half to death. Just making sure that everybody realizes.
oof.
I know. Oof. That would be a good time for an oof. I'm happy that Bernie is looking better. I do have questions seriously about who didn't get a liver because he has a little bit more star power and name recognition. And if there was a younger person who perhaps was passed over, I hope that's not the case. Tony explains that. He's right. I'm exceedingly corpulent. That's
Nothing wrong with that.
no, I'm proud of my girth. Oh, thank you very much. Oh boy.
Well,
So-
here we go.
So if we talked enough about Jim Schwartz, because
I'm done with the
he's out
Browns.
of our life.
I
He's
want-
out of our life.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what? Jim Schwartz can.
Yeah. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. We just have another guy that we have to hire, and we've got to see if we can, because a lot of the defensive players in Cleveland flat out quit and didn't really operate nearly as well as they could if they were in a good environment. So maybe we can bring in somebody
Yeah,
who can.
I think they'll just move everybody up and then bring in, some strength and conditioning coach or something. I don't know. That's my guess.
Now, this is an interesting headline. Why the Cavs' Kobe Altman decided to break up the acclaimed Core Four. Since when were they acclaimed?
Well, they got that big poster up. I think that's the acclaim he's referring to. Now they have to tear it down.
Yeah, honestly, they accomplished nothing. They
That's
accomplished
right.
nothing, and they underperformed compared to their regular season record, and that's just not good. And why he decided to break up the acclaimed Core Four, and the reason is because the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers isn't Jimmy Haslam. The owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers wants to win, and it's not just about money.
And he has an idea of how to win too. He has a plan.
There are times to take chances. You gotta, when LeBron left the first time, you gotta bring in young talent. You gotta do whatever you can do to try to keep the team at least acceptable to the fans and relevant. That would be the best way I can put that. But it's such a silly headline because acclaimed, no. Then Kobe downplayed the whole Garland trade, saying that the trade will, quote, probably make me look bad in a few years. He's being nice.
Yeah.
I want to, it's a shame that I can't get this on my screen because I was watching this. Uh, when I watched the Cavaliers play their first game, post trade, no James Harden, but Keon Ellis, yes, and Schroeder, yes. And that was a great blowout win against, and Darius was there in the building watching. And it was kind of sad. The players after the game lined up to bid him adieu.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I would have cried.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are part of a very small fraternity, and they spend a lot of time together, and they're amongst the few percentage-wise who actually make it to the NBA level, so to the highest levels. And that was that. And will the Garland trade make him look bad? I got to tell you honestly, I agree with what Gilbert has done. I agree with the trade that was made, and I do have some reservations. Nothing is absolutely positive as a conclusion from any of these things. But what I know is what I've been saying for years about Darius Garland. If Darius Garland had as much moxie as Jason Tyson does, his game would have been much further advanced. His conditioning would have been much further advanced than it was for his 5-6 years or however long he's been in the damn league. And it's one thing to make a big contract and kind of lay back. And I know people say, well, he was hurt in the offseason and this and that. Everybody gets hurt at one time or another. It's not like he tore an ACL 3 times like Lonzo Ball did. For God's sakes, he's got a foot problem. Yeah, but that doesn't stop you from conditioning your upper body. I mean, this league is no fucking joke anymore. This is for men, and I mean men who work out hard. Manly men. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, if you want to have a career, look at James Harden when he came into the league in 2007, 2008. Take a look at his body now compared to the way he came into the league.
He looks definitely bulkier.
Oh, my God. I mean, he's a 36-year-old man, so some of that bulk is just with age. But muscularly, he's really huge compared to what he used to be. If you look at LeBron James when he came into the league and look what he built up, it's no accident when people have prolonged careers. In football, it's different. You can get blindsided from behind and you're an offensive lineman and your ACL is gone. Wide receiver, your cleat can get caught in the field at the wrong angle and your knee's gone. Basketball players really have needed to get stronger and stronger. If you put, prime Michael Jordan in the NBA right now, he'd get pushed around.
He would.
I mean, the fact is everything has become more sophisticated in training, and people who don't keep up end up like Darius Garland, a very talented player, a very good shooter. But beyond that, couldn't play a lick of defense because he could be easily moved around by anybody. Back down, bumped out of the way. He just presented no resistance, no resistance whatsoever. So, what I say about the Garland trade is the person I feel worst for is Garland. And what I was starting to say was that I had a video of the Clippers television announcers prior to the start of the game talking about the fact that the trade had been consummated, and then they flashed the camera on Darius and he's here in the building and all that. And then when they were talking about, I'd hear the starting lineups and Zubac's not playing. But don't read anything into it, they said. Don't read anything into it. Zubac's not in the lineup, and it doesn't mean anything. And it's like, immediately, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Who told you to say that? People just don't not play at home for no fucking reason. And sure enough, he's been traded. And so now Harden, their leading scorer, traded. Then their really good center traded. And now this is where Darius is. He's in a dump now. He's in the biggest city, in the second tiered team in the big markets, one of the two big markets. And he's got nobody to help him around him. He'll be a high volume shooter. He'll score points for however long his little body holds up. And nobody will give a flying fuck, because what it took for them to go from 6-21 this season into bottom tier contention for the playoffs was all James Harden. It's not something that Darius Garland could do.
No.
So right off the bat, I mean, analyzing what the Cavaliers did. First, you can look at the DeAndre Hunter trade. DeAndre Hunter did not want to play in Cleveland. As far as I could see, he didn't want to play anywhere. He looked lost.
Yeah,
and
he looked unhappy. He looked like he needed medication of some kind,
or his confidence was just shattered. And I wondered that, when his college buddy Ty Jerome walked away, if his reason, his confidant or his confidence went with Ty Jerome.
Wow.
Because different player, different attitude. I mean, and I've never seen a player make worse passing decisions. I mean, it was just, he was not prepared to get the minutes he was getting or to play the system that they were playing. It was just all wrong. And he gets shipped somewhere that, honestly, does anybody really care about being in Seattle? I mean, he's going to find it hard to sleep.
Wow.
And again, give me Keon Ellis. And
it's not Seattle, it's Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
Why spoil a good joke, though, by bringing
Yeah.
No, I get the joke.
Exactly.
The Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
Germans?
I was on a roll.
He's on a roll,
yeah. Sacramento is not the place. I mean, look at their record, for God's sakes. And
that's the wrong side of the bay. You want to be on the west side of the bay, not the east side of the bay.
And I got to be honest with you. Getting out of Sacramento for a guy like Keon Ellis is a great thing. He had become a proficient 3-and-D guy. Last year, he shot like 46% or something, or 42% from 3-point range. And he is a good defender. And then you got Schroeder, who I do have a problem with. All right. The whole Schroeder thing is that he's been with 11 teams. And if he were so valuable, 11 teams wouldn't have traded him. It's he's known for having a bit of an attitude and a chip on his shoulder. And
he's like one of those backup catchers in baseball that keeps going from team to team, who has a few skills. I actually think that he's a decent pickup off the bench. I mean, he's guaranteed 5 assists a game.
I agree with you. He is at 33 years of age. He is not washed up like Lonzo Ball is at 28.
Oh God, Lonzo Ball will never play again unless it's in China.
Yeah, right.
China.
China. I just don't. I don't understand the Lonzo Ball thing. Why the Cavaliers even thought that this guy could still play. I don't get that.
Right. They're different from the Browns. Cavaliers take swings and misses
That
too.
was a big miss.
But it's
Yeah.
only like 50% of the time is the swing and miss. With the Browns, normally it's about 80 to 90% of the time it's a swing or miss. So,
That was their miss.
that was their swing and miss. And let's move on. And let's never talk about DeAndre Hunter or Alonzo Ball ever again because they're not worth your breath. But,
And
yeah.
and so going to Sacramento is not a happy thing. Getting out, though, is, especially if you're going to a team that is
has a
a
chance.
playoff contender. That's right. And that there's a reason.
I
We
mean, we
got
just made the roster better by getting rid of these three guys. It's amazing. I mean, Garland is going to get shut down at some point this season. He's going to be out for the year. It's just a matter of time.
well, what the Clippers announcer said also in that little thing that I had was that there is still no exact return date.
Yeah,
A-
he's going to be out for the year. They're going to shut him down.
And
I
it's all well and good because this is not a hate thing about Darius Garland. I like
no,
Darius Garland. I think
he's a lovely bloke.
he's
Yeah.
and he's a talented player, but it takes extra drive nowadays. And it's like looking at Naquan Tomlin right now and saying, "Boy, that guy is just got a high motor." But if he doesn't learn how to shoot the fucking ball, it doesn't matter how much motor he's got. He's not going to stick in the league.
Yeah.
And they're going to give him his contract. So he won't be a two-way guy anymore. But wide open threes, you can't be bricking these things. He's got to work on his shot in the offseason. Just like I said that Darius Garland had to work out on his frame, his body strength.
And that's what coaches are for, to set up a plan to make players improve. And if they're not doing that, then they're not doing their job. I mean, I want James Harden. I want to get to my little
Sure
rant here about James Harden.
You bet.
And the thing that I'm sick of hearing about from mainly the national media, because that's mainly what I see is the national media. They say, "Oh, he quits in the playoffs. Oh, he quits. Oh, he quit with Houston. Oh, he quit." My God, I mean, have you seen the Cavaliers quit in the playoffs? I think we have. But the thing is, right, I'm going to make this even more general. Let's say, imagine yourself, you're a max salaried pro player. You're getting like 30 million a year, and you're the main guy on your team. You're in the playoffs, you're in the second round, and you're playing the sixth seed who is just as mediocre as your team is, and you're in game 7, and you look up and you see the other playoff series is going on, and you see these juggernauts sweeping other teams 4-0, 4-1, and you notice that you win your game 7 at home, you'll end up have to go away to play Team Juggernaut in Golden State or whatever. Of course you're gonna fucking let down I mean, you don't have an incentive to win these series when you're on a mid team. The playoffs are too fucking long. There should only be 4 teams in each conference, and then you'd have a chance to feel like that, oh, if we get to the next round, we can beat the next round and get to the championship. But for these guys on these like 4 seed teams or 6 seed teams, and they're in a game 7 and they're trying to pull a team along, they just see the end of the road and they want to they're sick of playing basketball. And I think that's what happened to James Harden. He was on these mid teams that didn't have enough to ever win a championship. Maybe it'll be different this year.
I say the Oklahoma City Thunder had a pretty good team.
Yeah, they had Durant and Westbrook, but they didn't have anything else, and they just fell apart.
Well, the thing that I have a problem with as far as James Harden is that 4 times he's asked out of his contract with the team that he's with. And that makes it appear that he's blaming his circumstance and where he's at more than himself. He negotiates contracts, and then a couple of years in, he wants out. when he wants more acclaim and to get closer to a title. It's one of the reasons why I feel bad for Darius Garland, because hell, he's arriving in Los Angeles when the team emptied their roster, basically.
Yeah, they're having a rebuild.
And so he's not going to even whiff the playoffs, especially because they're out west. I mean, that isn't going to happen. So, he may put up individual numbers, but it will never be the same type of intensity of going in with the expectations that, you're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. The Cavaliers had those expectations, but they failed. And it's because they weren't physical enough. Yeah. And they
knew pretty early on in that series against the Pacers that we were going to get stuffed.
Sure.
By the second one, and then we laid down because they knew they couldn't. That's what I'm saying. If you're in a playoff series and you're getting stuffed and you can't lead your team forward, you're going to give up. That's just human nature.
My feeling about Harden is a personal one, only from a standpoint that you can't be me first. And
because it's a team,
and ball centric. You got Donovan Mitchell, who's a ball centric player. And I really believe that Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell don't have a problem personally. They just don't play well together. I just don't think that the two of them are in a position where, Donovan wants to make his moves and jack up shots. And Garland got to a point where one of his strongest assets, which was his ability to blow by people, was gone. Yeah. And so, the question that comes in with James Harden is you have two ball-centric players. Harden goes about it differently. He doesn't have the whirling dervish moves at 36. He's going to power into the basket if he can, get to the free throw line. And if the league calls fouls in his favor in Cleveland, like they've done in the other places,
every other place, yes,
yeah, then he will get points from the free throw line and he will shoot 3-point shots. What that means, in essence, is he's a guy you can go down to in the post and back somebody, a smaller man, down and horse the ball up, draw fouls, score points that way. Or he's a guy who is a guy who will be out in the perimeter and it will be a spot up shoot guy.
Well, he's 6'5". He's bigger than Garland. He's bigger than Mitchell.
Yes, but he's not a great defensive player. He's not a great defensive player.
He probably doesn't feel like doing it. So,
he doesn't feel like shaving either. So,
yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I think what we got now is somebody that can actually do the pick and roll with Mobley and Allen, and
he can pass,
get a load assists. That was what Lonzo Ball was meant to do. We were going to get all these assists from Lonzo Ball and all this shit. It never happened. So we got Harden and Schroeder. We got guys that can get the ball to Mobley and Allen throughout the game. I think it's fantastic.
Well, I think that. Go ahead.
The main issue I have is I think they're too guard heavy.
Well, that's the first thing that a lot of people are saying. But then you look at the Indiana Pacers and you say to yourself, you put together guys like Nembhard and
Mathurin and all that.
Mathurin no more.
Traded,
yeah. But you put together athletic greyhounds up and down the floor, and at the time with the Pacers, you even had Miles Turner who could throw up threes. You had guys who had range, and but they were physical. Yeah. And I'll give you a good example. CPJ is not 6'1". All right.
Yeah.
And I'd like to stand him side by side. He's bigger than Dylan Gabriel. Okay. He's taller than Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, but maybe only just.
I mean, he's just not a tall guy, but he's getting these rebounds because, effort.
Yeah, the long rebounds because Lonzo Ball shanks it off the rim. It goes miles off in the other direction.
He's athletic. Do you see him jump? I mean, he's blocking more shots in his minutes played than any other guard in the NBA because he's hustling and he has athleticism. The Pacers and also the Thunder. These teams, it's not that they have these huge, big, lumbering guys going up and down the floor.
No.
They run and press and trap and turn people over. And you look at a guy like the most successful defender against Donovan Mitchell is Lou Dort, okay, for the Thunder. And it's not that he's some ultra big, tall guy. He's built like a brick shit house, and he's a physical player, and he hustles like crazy, and he's got just a really good motor.
Yeah, and people have figured out how to trap Mitchell with the ball at the midcourt. Now that we got guards that can, bring the ball up throughout the whole game, we don't have to see Mitchell get trapped at the midcourt, 4 times a game.
Well, what we know about Donovan Mitchell is that he's not a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
He's a shooting guard.
He's not meant to play like one.
He's an ISO spot up guy. Okay, that's who he is. And you saw when he would try to dribble the ball out front, they would just double team him, and he'd keep going backwards. There was no ability. Now, one-on-one, when he's in ISO, he's bad news.
He shifts them one way and then does that basketball dribble over their head.
Yeah, I mean, he's really a great ISO player and a spot-up shooter. James Harden is another guy who needs the ball in his hands. The hope for the Cleveland Cavaliers is that Harden will come into a situation where at his age, he either wants to make the team better for playoffs or he's still in it for himself. But he's going to need to pass the ball and take some of the heat away from Donovan Mitchell so that Donovan Mitchell can be at his best. My curiosity in all of this, and I haven't seen them all yet. We will tomorrow. I haven't seen them all yet on the floor together, but I keep thinking there is like duplicity in all of this. And a guy like James Harden could be on the bench while Spider's playing.
Correct.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And they can create offense so that now we will be in a position where Spider doesn't have to play all the minutes because his body's breaking down.
Yeah, he could play 30 minutes now and not have to play 38.
That's what the hope would be. And we don't have to rely on little skinny Darius Garland to have to pick up the slack.
Oh, my toe. No, it's my other toe.
I mean, the weight on Donovan Mitchell's shoulders has been tremendous. My hope here is that they alternate these guys and then for stretches play them together when maybe the game's on the line, because Harden's a great free throw shooter and he induces teams to foul. And that's when you'll see them together. But already in the first showing without James Harden, what we're seeing made more sense in the first game with Kenny Atkinson's style of basketball. Coming off the bench, instead of having DeAndre Hunter somewhere in a narcoleptic state and Lonzo Ball, who couldn't even push the ball up the floor, you saw a 33-year-old Schroeder who obviously has more than Ball does, getting to the basket, passing off to people. He's got the ability, if we can keep Schroeder's attitude good, then that becomes a very valuable possession. He can shoot some from behind the arc and he can penetrate some, but he can pass the ball and get the ball into the hands of the right person. And, and he's good to play, somewhere in the range of 20 minutes to 22 minutes a game without any problem. He's in great shape still. doesn't have a bad track record as far as his health is concerned. They came out on the court with Keon Ellis coming off the bench and Tomlin coming off the bench. And I swear to God, they were swarming all over the Clippers. I mean, up and down the floor in transition, stealing balls, knocking it away from behind, coming out to pressure the ball handler instead of settling back into zones. The team had more life defensively, which converted into offense. And it was like watching what the NBA is today. That's what it looked like.
That's how Oklahoma City wins with their second unit.
That's right. And, you know, people can shoot layups. And if you're 2-on-1 coming down the court because you induce turnovers, you're going to hit open shots. I mean, not everything has to be contested. And the thing with the Cavaliers is you get the ball to Jared Allen, who makes a fast move down the lane. He's way more effective. The second he puts the ball on the floor, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And the same thing's true with Mobley.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see those two men on the floor together. And the reason is it slows everything down and you have two non-ball handlers, and that means whoever's out there on the floor will be double teamed. This is not about, oh, you know, he's a unicorn and he's going to be the next so-and-so. Fuck that. Evan Mobley's Evan Mobley. Leave him the hell alone. He's a guy who's long-limbed, who's a really solid defensive player, and should never have been put in a position where he was going to be the all-around, I can make three-pointers, I can make hook shots, I can, you know, that I'm going to muscle the ball up from underneath. Don't need that. Don't need it. But we don't need the two bigs in the lineup because that's the way you lose in the NBA. You know, and I saw that Vucevic was traded, and it was like, what a great move. Was it the Celtics who got him? And it's like, no. Or where did Vucevic go? Did he go to Indiana, or did he go? Where did he go?
I want to say the Bulls, but that might not be right.
No, the Bulls.
Bulls is where he was at.
Traded him.
Bulls
They
was-
traded
okay,
him.
Yeah. All right.
Where did he go, David?
I think it's the Celtics.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
off the
you're
top of
right.
my head. I mean, he's a lumbering guy. Now Richard is saying Indiana, which was the other thing, and I think that is correct because they wanted another guy who could shoot 3-point shots, and that would be Indiana, predicated on them waiting for Halliburton to get back into action. But putting a guy who's not a good defender, who slow up the floor, is bad enough. But two of them, no. If you Mobley as a defender is worthless if he's not down the floor. It's a problem. And I think that what the Cavaliers have done is very good because now coming off the bench, you've got some real hustle guys, CPJ and Keon Ellis, and you've got as long as he's not shooting, Tomlin, who can wreak havoc and run up points and easy points. We had so many runs against, and I'm not saying the Clippers are a great team, they weren't, but still we did, we're used to seeing 3-point barrages, but I don't want to see that. I mean, it's great to have if you have it, but I want to see defense to offense, and making it so that we're playing downhill instead of playing uphill. That's,
Okay. Are we going to finally hear something about Max Strus? Because this is the time to either play him to get ready for the playoffs or shut him down for the whole year. Because there's only like 30 games left.
Richard is saying they got Zubac. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, because and he's the other slow lumbering guy. And the fact is, Zubac is good in the traditional big man sense, but honestly, he's not a good post defender, and he's going to slow you down and put you in the half court. And that's just You're never going to win that way. And I think Kenny Atkinson's system was never meant for Jared Allen and Evan Mobley to be on the floor at the same time. He wants to move that ball around, and the ball was really pinballing around against the Clippers. And I want to see more of that because that improves the shot selection that you get. So that to me was is something to look forward to. I like what the Cavs have done. I agree with what they've done. It is not without risks, but God damn it, the owner isn't scared to try. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, he's not a pussy,
And he tells his guys, I want you to analyze what players are available out there. Here's the money, get it done. And if you're a head coach of the Cavaliers and you're David Blatt and you're too busy, just hanging out with the broads and telling your players how great you were because of your Euro record, you're going to get shit canned. It's very difficult working for Dan Gilbert, but the reason is partially because Dan Gilbert, and this is prior to his stroke, was a very controlling person. I can't speak for that now, but I can say that he's driven to win.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, I think that I agree with what the Cavaliers have done, and it could end up not working because any number of things. Schroeder's bad attitude. It could end up going to team number 12. Harden could just say, well, I guess there really is no chance in Cleveland. What do I want to be in Cleveland for anyway? There's all of those possibilities. We weren't going anywhere with Darius Garland, folks.
We weren't going anywhere with the roster we had. We were going to the play-in with the roster we had. We had to do something.
Yeah, and again, I'm not putting all of this on Darius's shoulders because I feel bad for him because he's going to a situation that won't matter. And when you're going to a rebuilding team, it is really difficult. And the thing that's really funny to me is, it's like, well, look at what the Washington Wizards have done. They've got Anthony Davis now, and they've got
oh God.
No, I mean, and who was the other guy they got? Trey Young.
Trey Young.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, do you really think that these
players?
Anthony Davis is going to be injured half the season, and Trey Young looks like something out of a Attack of the Killer Insects movie. I mean, and he's a chucker. He's not a guy.
He is not a team player.
No,
whatsoever.
And but it's like, well, we got names in Washington. Names of has-beens don't count.
Yeah.
And you got to have a full, big roster of players. And I want to see more of Keon Ellis. I really do. I want him to develop more of a 2-point range game instead of just being a 3-and-D specialist. But for now, I'll take what he brings to the table. And I think
our bench was getting ass wiped most of the game, most of these games. And
yes,
now it's just so much better. But I've been wrong about trades before, but I'm very bullish on these past couple trades because it was addition by subtraction.
And I will read this from a national source. Ellis is the best defender in the Cavaliers' backcourt, while Schroeder is a wild card who's alternated between incredible productivity and lackluster play in his recent stops.
Well, there you go. I mean, he's temperamental.
That's it. It's up here.
We've had temperamental guys before, too, and we've won a championship. We've had J.R. Smith. We've had Shumpert. We've had, if Schroeder plays anything like Shumpert, then my God, we'd take that in a heartbeat, wouldn't we? And I think he's got more talent than Shumpert did. So there you go.
Yeah. So, but I thought that is, and the fact that we are, we save some money, but we're still not below apron 2. And, but Dan Gilbert doesn't give a flying fuck about that because
No,
hi-
he's a billionaire, and
his
he's not
holdings
greedy.
are going to take care of him. He wants to win, and and that's more than I can say for Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam, couldn't find a fart in his ass. I mean, it's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. You know, boy, Amsterdam's on a roll here.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Not with a 10-foot pole. Not with a 10-foot pole. That's mean spirited. Come on. Brian's all right. Come on. And again, and I know what you mean by nice guys. I don't know personally what they're like, but they weren't playing physically enough to really be a factor. And I swear to God, I had just gotten done watching the New York Knicks play, and the way they swarmed on people. Then when I watched the Cavaliers against the Clippers, it's like, aha, that is the way you're supposed to play. And it is not just a tempo, it's a mindset. And I think it's getting tougher is what this is all about, and getting the respect of the league. Because right now they don't respect us.
The two people you've not mentioned in this whole program virtually is Dean Wade and Jalen Tyson, hardly. So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep seeing Dean Wade in our projected starting lineup all the time, but in the media, and I'm thinking, well, why is that?
I think Dean Wade is a better on ball defender, but he is not a good rebounder, and he is an erratic shooter. He can be hot, or cold. And again, he's another one of those guys. That ball, either he has a pretty flat shot, it's either dropping, going in, or it's clanking. And
he's hurt so much too.
He
is Delonte Chisenhall, the Cavaliers.
He doesn't heal very well. That's right.
Yeah.
But that's why you see his name. And as far as Jalen Tyson, I've got nothing but good things to say, because I think every one of the young players should be working out with Jalen Tyson. Whatever it is he's doing, he's become stronger. I mean, look at what he can do. He came up last year and was like, you got to play defense and you got to shoot up some threes. You're going to be our Isaac Okoro guy.
Yeah.
And he didn't shoot very well in his rookie year. And it was like, okay,
he didn't look comfortable or confident.
He's got to, kind of work some things out. He comes back this year and he's got a whole new motion on his shot. And if you remember when he would catch the ball and he would bring it up, now he's catching it up here and in a fluid motion, and the ball's rolling off the flat of his hand with proper spin, and he's getting air underneath that shot. But the thing that's more impressive, besides the fact that he's playing hard defense and he's working hard at things, is he now has this floater.
Yeah.
And that floater is hugely important for a guy who's shooting like 46%, 47% from 3-point land, because he's right now a guy who you got to close out on him.
Yeah,
if
so
you
you move in and you do the floater.
That's right. And now he's discovered that.
Dickie V do the diaper dandy thing for Jalen Tyson. Describe him.
Yeah, I mean, I've something. I never thought he would ever get that kind of a floater. I've got floaters in both my eyes, baby. I'm having trouble seeing.
We love Dickie V.
Yeah, I do. But what can you say bad about Jalen Tyson? He's worked his body into better condition. He's stronger. He's developed an attitude. He's not afraid of who he's playing against. He's not afraid to take big shots and make big shots. And if you're going to overcommit and cover him from the outside, he's not Sam Merrill. He actually has the bulk and the strength to get into the paint and hurt you in the short range.
Yeah.
So, and
which is not Sam Merrill. You're definitely right about that.
The criticism that I'm seeing online about the Cavaliers is that, well, they've given all their second round draft picks away for the future until 2033. And
they
that's
had to
going
do it. They were in the second apron. They were going to be frozen if they didn't get rid of them.
That isn't even the point. The point is, look at some of these guys. Who in the fuck was Sam Merrill?
Yeah.
Where in the fuck did he come from? Who in the, I mean, you look at all these players. Who in the fuck was Jalen Tyson? He wasn't, teams passed him up. I mean, he played at Cal and he played at Texas Tech. What was the deal there? You never heard about him on a national level. You had to go look him up when we drafted him in the second round. So, who is Naquan Tomlin? He never even played high school basketball. But the Cavaliers, either they're lucky as hell or they're finding diamonds in the rough. And you just can't, with the expenses that are in the NBA today, trying to find capable players. And, you got them in Europe who are high up in the NBA draft now. There's only 2 damn rounds. If you can nurture people from, and now they have what is his name?
Proctor.
Anaruma or I need an enema, baby.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah, Anaruma. That sounds like it might be right. Number 21. And he's the next project. And, but they're hitting
we got a farm system at the Cavaliers. That's amazing. It's much better than the Guardians farm system.
And you don't hear anything about that shit.
You don't hear anything about that shit.
And, I mean, CPJ, where the fuck did he come from?
Exactly.
I mean, he was a lineman for the county. Yeah, I mean, who knows where these people come from until they, and maybe they're not forever great NBA players, but they're great contributors coming off the bench. And they're good attitude players, which was the last thing we were getting from DeAndre and from Lonzo. Lonzo looked like he didn't want to be there, and DeAndre looked like he had shit his pants, honestly.
Yeah.
No good. So, and it's funny how players can go from being valued. Take a guy like Cam Thomas. There's a guy, he's instant offense. He don't have a job now. He's free agent because he's a chucker. He doesn't play any defense whatsoever. He comes off, and the day of the Jordan Clarksons is running dry. If you cannot do more than just shoot, you're not good enough to make a roster.
Jordan Clarkson's the poster boy of the chucker and not do anything else.
That's right. So, and so before we get out of here, the 49ers are the Rams' opponent for the NFL's first game in Australia,
Yeah, the Browns are going to Paris.
Oh. I want that croissant. Yep. So,
Can
football.
you imagine me and Jimmy on the Eiffel Tower? Hey, baby, let's go up the Eiffel Tower.
So hanging out with the koala bears, baby. What's really ridiculous? I want to get this guy's title correct.
One thing we haven't mentioned today at all? The Super Bowl.
I don't care about the Super Bowl.
Does anybody care?
Yeah. Go ahead and go and tune in to Kid Rock going on his knees. And make that all stop. I mean, can't we agree on anything in this goddamn country at all?
I think they just should bring back Up With People and be done with it.
You meet them wherever you go.
Up with people.
But get this. We're delighted. No, I'm sorry. We are delighted that the San Francisco 49ers
You
We'll
call
take
that
on
a knife?
we'll take on the Los Angeles Rams. Charlotte offered the NFL, Australia, and New Zealand general manager. Who knew?
Yeah.
What did this person do for all these years?
Wow.
Expansion.
And they're playing at a cricket ground of all places. So
Yeah, lovely. That'll be good. Somebody hurts their knee, and next thing you know, if you're wondering, the Cavs are fourth now in the Eastern Conference, 2.5 games behind the Celtics and the Knicks, 7.5 behind the Pistons, who inexplicably lost. I cannot believe the Pistons in their last game. And I can't watch every game. They lost to the fucking Wizards, and the Wizards didn't have. They had to bring up 3 guys from their non-playing roster, and they still won in Detroit. So you never know when Bickerstaff's wheels are going to come off.
Oh yeah, I was going to say wheels in Detroit. The Detroit.
Well,
wheels.
it was
MC5.
And then this, before I go, Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Clase accused of rigging pitches in 48 games, far more than initially disclosed. And who gives a fuck about him? Because whether he gambled it away or choked it away, I don't want to see him.
Imagine what his ERA would have been like if he really tried. But anyway.
How about a former glorious Guardian? Former Cleveland Guardians pitcher Mike Clevenger. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah, with the hair. Yeah.
Well, he signed a minor league contract trying to hang on in the big leagues with the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is one step away from the minors, really, which includes an invite to Pirate spring training. He's 35 years old now. The time flies, doesn't it?
It's like Tony the Calf's age.
That's right. And almost as big. He
can't be that big.
He's ballooned. He's ballooned a lot. He's pitched in 8 games for the White Sox at the beginning of the 2025 season, and he had pitched 5.2 innings in relief with a 7.94 earned run average.
Boom.
And at AAA Charlotte, he had a 4.20 earned run average.
Wow.
Yep. Sonny Jurgensen, also known as Tunny. Tunny Jurgensen, dead at 91. But hey, 91's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bet on Tunny to outlive Bernie. And to be honest with you, who would have thought based on their physiques?
Wow.
I know. I have to say these things because someone has to.
When's the next Cavs game? It's like
tomorrow night. Tomorrow's going to be a 10 o'clock start. It's another late one.
3 in the morning. Oh, I don't
know. I know. It's not the best in the world, is it?
Is it like Denver or somebody? Or
no. They're playing in Sacramento.
Oh,
is that where they're playing?
I know it's West Coast.
Let me check.
If I'm awake, like I would have to have slept during most of tomorrow night, and then I might wake up for 3 in the morning to watch that.
Yeah, they're at Sacramento at 10 o'clock.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
so we might see DeAndre Hunter again, hey?
Yeah, just what we need. And if you don't think the Jets have a problem, this is really interesting. Defensive tackle Harrison Phillips, one of the New York Jets' veteran leaders, spoke candidly Thursday about the, quote, same old Jets, unquote, losing mentality that seeped into the locker room. And he's trying to help out Aaron Glenn, who's coming off of a 3-14 year, the head coach. He said, I think Glenn inherited a very cancerous, truculent group from top to bottom.
That's a great word, truculent.
Yeah, it's like it's not one individual's fault, he said. I mean, that's a horrible organization that put a bunch of ill, misfit people into that position. To be unbelievable. So, I'm happy with the Cavs. I'm happy with the Browns hires. I'm happy that Schwartz did himself in because I wouldn't want him around based on the fact that he felt neglected. and like the woman jilted at the altar. And is he going to find his way to the head coaching altar?
No.
What would the reason be for somebody to hire him unless they already had a good quarterback and a good offensive coordinator and they needed to fortify defense? That would be the only way he gets a head coaching job. He will be back in the NFL as a defensive coordinator, but he's going to let the whole, and he already has let the whole world know that, damn it, he wants to be a head coach again. And it would have helped if he'd won the first time around. That's it for me today. Thanks a lot for tuning in to this edition of Moohead Radio. We'll be back again come Monday, as Jimmy Buffett would say. And
the Super Bowl can go fuck itself. We haven't told anybody to fuck themselves today.
well, I mean, when I read about, it's rival halftime shows, it's like, it's about the game, folks. It's about the goddamn game. Can we just put the politics down for a minute, please?
No, we can't, apparently.
I mean, do I have to go on Twitter and find 58,000 posts about, from whatever Trump's, what is it called? Truth Social?
Yeah.
With their faces imposed on monkey bodies. Do I have to be assaulted with this when I'm just trying to do show prep, for God's sakes?
You're trying to do your hobby. It's not even a job. It's a hobby.
And worse than that is that it took them half a day to come up with the lame excuse. Well, Trump didn't post it. One of his people did. And it's like, I was like, fucking Kevin Stefanski. Where is the accountability? It's your goddamn Truth Social business. That's your business, Mr. President. Your business. And if you don't know who in the fuck is posting shit on your site, you're not doing your job. Yep. And it's the same thing that I say about Jimmy Haslam.
It's
frustrating.
Topaz needs a walk, man. He's pacing back.
No, he's already gone out. But if he's lifting his leg, it's because I mentioned this last thing. But and the garbage is being spewed on there from both sides. But I don't need that. Nobody. I mean, if I'm there looking up information to see if there's any news in sports, and I've already got a bunch of people who follow me and I follow them, but it doesn't matter. This other shit comes up on the timeline. Yeah. It's like you can't escape it. And I wish that we all could escape it. And if you want to watch Kid Rock, watch Kid Rock. You want to watch the football game, watch the football game. If you want to donate money to TPUSA, then donate money to TPUSA. It's a free goddamn country, at least I think.
For now.
I mean, do what you have to do, but don't advertise and promote and make it look like it's better than or worse than or whatever. Do I even care? Do I sit down and watch that game and say, can't wait for Bad Bunny to come up? Fuck no. Do you think I cared about the Rolling Stones right there? Fuck no. It's a game. I want to see who wins.
You know who they should bring back along with Up With People? think this classic group. The Kilgore Rangerettes. Now,
my
youngsters
God.
out there need to look up the Kilgore Rangerettes.
The Lennon sisters.
Who I think are still in business. So,
the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. Up With People and the Kilgore Rangerettes.
It's a sunshine world. All right, I got to get out of here.
You teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
The New Searchers.
That's the one.
Oh, that's good, Rick. We'll leave Rick on a high note. That's exactly right.
Go fuck yourselves, Up With People.
Wait a minute. That's what I was going to say about Up Your People. Go fuck yourself.
How's the weather down there, Dwayne?
You know something? I was going to go out to Dick's Sporting Goods and get some snowshoes. I was going to say snowshoes.
Snowshoes.
Yeah, it's colder than a witch's tit down here. I got to get out of here because if I don't, I'm not going to have a voice at all. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I
Man.
appreciate you coming by, all of you, and helping out Moose and
Man.
and everybody who comes into the studio, who comments.
Comes
I
out
appreciate it.
studio.
And every person who's watching the program,
Cleveland.
and every one of our subscribers, I appreciate you helping out. Until Monday, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.